everyone. Prem Sasumapati Mahadev ki jai. Let us all stand without further ado as we are about to begin our beautiful night with Sri Devi Aarti. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyaya Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namo Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. निषिदना तुमको ध्यावत हरि ब्रह्मा शिव जी. निषिदना तुमको ध्यावत हरि ब्रह्मा शिव जी. जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी. 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 ओम धूम दुर्गाय नमः. मांग सिंदूर विराजत दीपो मृज मदगो. मांग सिंदूर विराजत दीपो मृज मदगो. जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी. जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी. कनक समान कलेवर रत्नांबर राजे. कनक समान कलेवर रत्नांबर राजे. रक्त पुष्प गलमाला कंताहार साजे. चौसत युग में गावत नृत्य करत भैरो. चौसत युग में गावत नृत्य करत भैरो. बाजत गा मृदंगार बाजत के डमरू. जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी. जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी. जगदम्बा देवी जय 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 जगदम्बा देवी जगदम्बा देवी जगदम्बा देवी जय 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 जगदम्बा देवी जगदम्बा देवी जगदम्बा देवी जय 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 जगदम्बा देवी जगदम्बा देवी जगदम्बा देवी जय 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 जगदम्बा देवी जगदम्बा भवानी जगदम्बा भवानी जय 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 जगदम्बा भवानी जगदम्बा भवानी जगदम्बा भवानी जय 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 जगदम्बा भवानी देवी जय दुर्गा देवी जय 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 दुर्गा देवी जय दुर्गा देवी जय दुर्गा देवी जय 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 दुर्गा देवी जय दुर्गा देवी जय दुर्गा देवी जय 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 दुर्गा देवी जगदम्बा देवी जगदम्बा देवी जय 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 जगदम्बा देवी जगदम्बा देवी जगदम्बा देवी Legion, let us all take our seats. On this beautiful night, my dear friends, as we begin our worship and our prayer, at this time, as you're about to join in our beautiful scripture, Swagatam, Namaskar, and a cordial welcome to each and everyone on this beautiful night. As we have taken now the initiative on this final night of our Yagna, and on this most auspicious day to join all together as we blend our voices, we blend our hands, our hearts together as one family. We're about to pray and invite the presence of the gods in this beautiful mandir. As we're about to begin the night, to the members of the Celestial Gandarvas, special welcome to them, members of my wonderful group. Also to all those who have come from far and near to join with us. To all those who tune in via Facebook, wherever you are in the world, a special welcome once more. And in order to begin our night, without further ado, let us all sit upright. Let us close our eyes. Let us forget the entire world. And now we join in Omkar 3 times as we pay salutations, adorations to our Lord. Oh. Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvighanam Kuru me Deva Sarvakajeshu Sarvada Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Durga Rupena Samhita Namastasya, 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 Namo Namaha Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Lakshmi Rupena Samstita Namastasya, Namastasya, नमस्तस्यै नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु सरस्वतीरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। जयन्ते मङ्गलं काले भद्रकाले कपालिनी दुर्गा क्षमा शिवदात्रे स्वाहा स्वधा नमोस्तुते। रूपं देहि जायं देहि यशो देहि यशो देहि। रूपं देहि जायं देहि यशो देहि यशो देहि। ॐ दुं दुर्गाय नमः। ॐ दुं दुर्गाय नमः। ॐ दुं दुर्गाय नमः। ॐ हर 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 महादेव। ॐ हर 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 महादेव। हर 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 महादेव। जय हर 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 महादेव। ॐ हर 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 महादेव। As we begin this final night once more, adorations to Mahavir Swami, Pavanaputra, Lord of Strength, Bala Buddhi Vidya, the one who has the ability to give us inner strength and motivation, the one who has the ability to inspire us and to give us once more the physical strength. We say, Lord, baramar pranams namaskar karta hu Mahavir. As we humble bhaktas and devotees, children of the divine, as we've taken this moment to salute you, to pay adorations to you, we join in 40 verses of our beautiful Chalisa. Shri Guru Charana Saroja Raja Nijamana Mukura Sudha Varna Raghuvara Vimala Jasu Jodaya Kupalacha Buddhi Natanu Janike Samira Pavana Kumar Bala Buddhi Vidya Deho Mohi Arukalisha Vikar. As you join our voices and our hands tonight, 40 verses of the Shri Hanuman Chalisa. Everybody ready? Pavana Sudha Hanuman ki, Bajrang Bali ki. Jaya Hanuman Jnana Guna Sagar Jakapesh Jiva Loka Ujar Rama Durga Durga Bala Rama Adani Putra Pavana Sutta Nama सुग्रीव ही गेहा राम मिलाय राजा पर दीना महावीर बलवंता महावीर बलवंता जय हनुमान महावीर बलवंता पवन पुत्र हनुमान। Let us go clap as we receive blessing. तुम्हारो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय तब जग जाना युग सहस्र योजन पर भानु लील्योता ही मधुर बल जानो। प्रभु मुद्रिका मिल मुख माई जल दिलांगी गए अचर जनाई दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगमानुग्रह तुमरे ते महावीर बलवंता महावीर बलवंता जय हनुमान महावीर बलवंता पवन पुत्र हनुमान। जय श्री राम राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे उतना आज्ञा बिंदु पैसार जब सुतल है तुम्हारी शरणा रक्षक का हो तो डरना। आपन तेज समारो आगई तीनों लोग आकटे कापै भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर महावीर जब नाम सुनावे महावीर बलवंता महावीर बलवंता जय हनुमान महावीर बलवंता पवन पुत्र हनुमान। और praise the Lord हनुमान जी। नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै हरदम वचन ध्यान जो लावै। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै कोई अमित जीवन फल पावै महावीर बलवंता महावीर बलवंता जय हनुमान महावीर बलवंता पवन पुत्र हनुमान। चारों युग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नवन के दाता असवर दीन जान के माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दाता महावीर बलवंता महावीर बलवंता जय हनुमान महावीर बलवंता पवन पुत्र हनुमान। ओम श्री हनुमते नमः। तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावै जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावै अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्त न धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरै हनुमत बलवीर महावीर बलवंता महावीर बलवंता जय पवनतनय संकटहरण मंगलमूर्तिरो राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहो सुरभो। पवन सुत हनुमान की, बजरंगबली की जय। As we begin this beautiful night in devotion and in prayer, we're about to join in worshipping our Lord, our Divine Masters. And tonight as we join in our Katha or Pravachan, taken from Ramcharitamanas, it is said Prabhu Ramachandra one day, we know in the Katha, had lost Sita Devi. And when the Lord Prabhu Ram had lost Sita Devi, he did whatever he had to do to find her back. He searched the earth wherever he could have, but not by himself, with the union of many of the other members collectively. He created friendships at the top of the Rishamukh Parvat. We spoke of that on one night. And with his true friends, it is said he could have conquered anything. With the true family and the true friends that we have in our lives, with the genuine people of our lives, if we work together, we can accomplish anything. And today in our Katha, it is said Prabhu Rama, he wants to find Sita Devi. He knows where she is. Lord Hanumanji had gone to Lanka and he had found Sita Devi and he had come back. But the entire army, Hanuman Swami, Prabhu Ram, Lakshmana, Nal, Neel, Jamwant, all the bears, all the monkeys of the forest who have come to join together, they are ready to find Sita Devi. But in order to find her, they have walked to the base or to the last point of Bharat. And on that final point of India, if they look across, they could see the island of Lanka. Today from where I was, I could look across and I could see the neighboring islands. They were standing and they were seeing the island of Lanka and they were wondering how to get there. There are no boats. How to reach there. And in order to make up the mind and to understand how to reach and how to cross, how to find their goal and their destination, Prabhu Ramachandra, at the base of this beautiful land of Bharat, he sits down on the ground, he touches the sand with his hands, he feels the earth, and he says, Dharti Mata, he knocks 3 times, and he wakes up the mother, and he says, Maya, today I have to cross, and I have to find myself there with this entire army. Can you please guide me, Ma, as to how to do so? He sat down and he put his hands together and he started to pray to the mother. It is said mother is everywhere. We have come from a mother and we will go back to our mother. You all know that? We have taken birth and we have come from the womb of a mother, and one day when we die, all these senses will go back to where it has come from. Our body is made up of the 5 senses. You all know that? When somebody dies, the first sense that goes is, or the first element that goes is, what's the first element that goes when somebody dies? Huh? The soul? No, soul has come from shoes and things. While the body has the 5 senses, it also has the 5 elements. What are the elements? All the youths. Elements are fire, water, air, space, earth. When somebody dies, what is the first element that goes? The body is composed of or consists of the 5 elements. First element that leaves is the element of air. Because why? They stop breathing. What is the second element that goes? Huh? You stay quiet, no boy. When they stop breathing, what happens to the body? The body tends to become cold because fire leaves. The body becomes hot. Or the heat of the body becomes cold after the energy or the fire leaves. If you hold somebody's hand, you feel warmth. There's fire and the energy of fire within our bodies. When somebody dies, the first element that goes is air. Then fire goes. What is the third? Yeah, water. It is said from the airs or from the eyes, you see fluids and the liquids leaking, because now the water must go. What are the last 2 that has to go? The body is taken now either to the crematorium, the incinerator as we say, or it is taken to the pyre on the outside like how we do it back home. And the body is burnt, and now air goes back, or space goes back into space. And while space goes back into space, what remains now? The ashes. And where does the ashes go? To the earth. So we come from mother, our own mothers, and when we die we go back to mother earth. We come from a mother and we will go back to our mother. In our katha today, Prabhu Rama sits down and he touches the feet or the base of the mother, and he puts his hands together and he's about to pray to Sri Durga Mata. Ma, Maya, I want to cross this ocean, but I don't know how to take an entire army. And I know if I pray to you, you will guide me. We sing tonight for the mother. Durge, 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 Jai Jai Ma. Durge, 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 Jai Jai Ma. One voice, everybody. Durge, Durge. बहुत सुंदर है, beautiful. Durge, 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 Jai Jai Ma. Durge. Prabhu Ramachandra, he touches the earth and he says a prayer to the Dharti Mata. When he prays to the mother, he says, Maya, from this point, or at this point, I have a goal in which I want to achieve. And the goal that I must achieve, only you can guide me. Only you can bless me. And he puts his hands together. He doesn't have an offering. He doesn't have anything to offer to the earth. But he prays to the mother. And there he touches the earth and he bows. And he says, Maya, guide me mentally, intellectually. Give me a sign as to how to cross this vast ocean. And while praying to the mother, while putting the hands together, the mother whispers in his ear. And she starts to give him the answer. She says, the only thing that is stopping you from here and over there, it is the ocean. And if you want to cross, then call upon the God of the waters and you speak to him and he will give you a way. In life, when you want to achieve something, when you want to reach a goal, when you have in your mind a place or a spot in which you want to achieve, then the only way you can do so is by praying. Prayer, my friends, as we said last night, can move mountains. And when you pray to Mother Earth, Aarti Mata, as a mother, she will guide you. Everybody, Durage, Durage. क्या बात, एक बार और Durage, 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 जय जय माँ, Durage, जय जय माँ, Shri Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. Tonight it is said, when Prabhu Ramachandra prayed to the earth, Mother Earth whispered in his ear and she says, Lord, now that you've come to seek my help and my blessing, I will guide you accordingly. When a child has a problem, one of the first things the child do is turns to who? That true? Come my daddy first, huh? When the child has a problem, the first thing that comes out, Ma, Ma, can you tell me? Ma, can you help me? And if mother doesn't know, then she says, go by your father. But it is an instinct that comes from within us that the moment we have a crisis or a situation, I want to talk to mommy because mommy knows. And even if mommy doesn't know, she sends you by dad, and daddy doesn't know how to fix that situation, he will show you no matter what it takes, he will help you. He will find a way because he won't let you down. In our Katha today, Prabhu Ram calls upon the mother because he has a crisis. He wants to cross, and how would he do it? The mother whispers in his ear, and she says, if the obstacle is right in front of you, approach the obstacle. If the waters are blocking you, then speak to the God of the waters. When you have a problem, how do you solve that problem? Yes, correct. When you have a problem, you go to the source of the problem. In today's world, there are so many problems in people's homes, institutions, mandirs, organizations. Why? Because when you have a problem, you go by everybody else and you talk first. And in the end, when you realize that didn't help, then you go to the person. When you have a problem, you don't go everywhere, but you start by going to address that problem directly. Scripture says today that Prabhu Rama has been instructed. And where will he go? He goes onto the shores of the ocean. And when he stands there, he touches the waters and he bows and he prostrates. And after he takes his blessing, he puts his hands together. And he says, Lord of the ocean, Lord Sagara, King of the ocean, I have a request. I need to cross this ocean, but I don't know how to do it. Can you please guide me? And he waits, and he looks, and the waves are coming in. And he's seeing the waters. Nothing happens. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5, 10. He looks back at Jamwant, Neel, Hanuman Swami. Nothing. Lakshmana Bhaiya, aao na. Ye kya hua? What is this? What is happening here? Lakshmana says, I don't know, let's try again. Lord Sagara, I, Prabhu Ramachandra, I call you to come out. I need to speak with you. He waits again. Nothing. He waits 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Time is passing. Nothing. Time is of the essence because he has to go and receive Sita Devi. So he comes back now from where his feet was in the water, and he climbs up on a rock that was not too far from the ocean, and he stands up and he says, Raja Sagara. Even then, nothing. So the Lord decides now, since he is Lord of the universe and he is called once and twice and a third time, nobody will come. This is what he decides to do. He shouts out aloud to the ocean. He says, Raja Sagara, Lord of the ocean, I will ask you one more time to come out, and if you don't come out, you will feel the anger of Prabhu Ram. And he looks and he doesn't see anything. And when he looks and he doesn't see anything, it is said at that point he turns around and he says, Lakshman Bhaiya, bring my bow and bring my quiver of arrows. And Lakshmana goes and he brings the arrows and he brings the bow. Prabhu Rama, he puts on the quiver of arrows and he takes out one and he mounts it onto the bow, and there he places it in front of him and he starts to say a prayer. And he said to all the gods of the skies and the universe, today I, Prabhu Ramachandra, in dying need of seeking help to find Sita Devi, have called Raja Sagara more than once, and you haven't come. Today I, Prabhu Ram, through my anger, I will show the world that I will dry up the entire ocean if I must. But I will call you one more time. And when he called Raja, and nobody came out, it is said Prabhu Ram, he mounted that arrow and he aimed into the waters, and he was about to release the arrow, but just before he released, rising from the ocean, my friends, with his hands together, heart to Jodhkar, it is said Raja Sagara, he's coming up in mid-air, and while he's coming, he's saying, Prabhu, pranams, maaf kijiye na, maaf kijiye. And when he put his hands together, Prabhu says, well, I am angry now. It took you 4 and 5 times for me to call you, and I'm angry today. And as long as I've mounted my arrow, I have to release it. So today you will have to become dried, and you will learn a lesson from this point onwards. Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki Jai. There's a saying, when you become angry, what do? When you get angry, how many people get angry? A little fool, put up your hand. Yeah. Hand on foot. When you get angry, what do? You feel like you could break up everything, not so? And what is the first thing that gets broken? The first thing in your hand is what? Your phone. That's not true? It is said when Prabhu Ramachandra got angry, he mounted the arrow and he says, today I will dry you up. And all the gods of the skies, when they saw the anger of the Lord, even they became scared. They came down in the mid-air to see what was happening. And when Prabhu Ram says, I've already mounted it, Raja Sagar put his hands together and he says, no, please, please, maaf kijiye, forgive me. I beg forgiveness, Lord. Please don't dry up the waters. The gods of the skies, they looked down on Prabhu Ram and they now hailed out to Prabhu, Prabhu, please don't dry up the ocean. Remember in the first age what had happened? They say, Prabhu Ram, remember who you are. You are the incarnation of Mahavishnu. And in the first age, it is said you came down in that Varaha avatar. And you had taken the world from beneath the ocean and you saved the world. But when you had taken the earth, you dried up all the waters. And in turn, the earth was saved. But there was drought everywhere. Nobody could survive. At that time, when there was no water and there was drought and the devotees of the world couldn't get any water, how do you think they get water? All the gods went to Lord Vishnu. They put their hands together and they started to beg. They started to sing and they started to beg. And while they were begging Mahavishnu, tonight, let us all sing. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayana Vasudeva Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayana. Or let's turn to the person next to you now. See if the person next to you is singing. Today don't choke them and so on. Just pinch them. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare He Nath Narayana Vasudeva He Nath Narayana He Nath Narayana Vasudeva He Nath. एक बार बोलिए श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ. All together. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayana By yourself, one more time, एक बार और. Shri Krishna. क्या बात? Mahavishnu, and out of their love and their prayer, they started to cry. They cried so much. It is said out of the tears of the gods, they cried so much that the waters from all the gods started to gather together and it started to flow back down to the earth. And while it is flowing, it started to fill up the streams. It started to fill up the ocean. The tears of all the gods started to fill back up the ocean. And while the tears would fill the ocean, from the age of Satyuga, it is said the water that we see in the ocean today were the tears of the gods. In the age of Treta Yuga, all the gods are saying, Prabhu Rama, if you dry up the ocean today, how will we get back water? We're not going to cry so much. How will the ocean be filled? And while they're begging the Lord, listen. Sriman Narayana 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 Lakshmi Narayana 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 Lakshmi Narayana 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 Sriman Sriman Narayana 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 Sriman Narayana Sriman Narayana 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 Sriman Narayana Lakshmi Narayana 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 Lakshmi Narayana. Shri Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. To all the devotees who are at the back, there are so many people still at the outside, so you can just come up a little bit just for everyone to fit on the inside. If there's no space around you right now for more people to fit, all the men just pull in the belly a little bit. It is said that there came a time when the earth was dried up, and in order for the earth to be filled once more with the waters, all the gods had cried so much that their teardrops had filled back the ocean. When they filled back the ocean, the teardrops of pain and suffering and hurt had filled back the ocean. When you cry out of hurt and pain, how does your teardrop taste? Salty. Today I had the privilege and the opportunity to pass by to see a very nice spot. I saw a spot where they would actually bring the salt, or where they used to bring the salt onto the land. And I saw all the statues that were there, indicating as to how they used to actually gather the salt. When the water would have come in, and when they would have pulled all the salt together, or shoveled the salt all together for exportation. All the gods cried. And when they cried, the water filled back up the entire ocean. How is the water of the ocean if you taste it? Salty. So when you cry out of hurt and pain and suffering, your teardrops are salty. When you cry out of joy, your teardrops, how are they? True? So tonight is the final night of the Yagna. I'm not coming tomorrow. But to those who have my number, when you go home tonight, you cry. You feel happy and you cry. And you feel sad and you cry and send me a text. Let me know how it is. So the next time I sit here, I can tell everybody the reality of it. Huh? It is said that when you are happy and the tears flow, it may have no taste or may be sweet. But when you cry out of pain and hurt, it is definitely salty. The ocean was filled with the salty water, and the salt comes back now to us. The gods say, Prabhu Ram, we had to undergo this tormentation once. We can't cry again to fall back to the ocean. Please don't release the arrow here. And Prabhu Ramachandra had to listen to the gods. And he says, okay, I will listen. But today we need to find a way. Raja Sagara, show us a way. We need to know how to cross the ocean. And Raja Sagara, he says, today I will understand. Ab kis kaam ke liye vilam kar rahe ho? He says, Ramayana tells us, without delaying a moment, without taking a moment to go, they gather themselves together and they listen. And you know what the God of the ocean says? He says, you have two people there who are blessed and who are lucky. Anything they take and put into water, it floats. Allow them to touch the rocks and the trees and the boulders and everything you could find. And let them put it into my water. And when I feel it, I will allow it to float. And then and only then, you can create what we call a bridge in which you can use to allow everyone to cross. In life, when you want to become successful, we need to start from the very base and we need to create a bridge of morality, a bridge of good character, a bridge of success, a bridge of a positive attitude, a bridge of leadership and good things. When you want to cross the ocean of the world and the ocean of problems and disappointments and setbacks and everything that is negative, you need to create that bridge. But what would you use to hold that bridge together? The two persons who were there, Nal and Neel, they were given the gift. And the gift was that if they were to put a rock in water or anything, it will float. Well, today, they're about to touch these rocks. What are the gifts that you have? You know what gift you have? Anybody have any gift? Not the one I'll bring for the anniversary people, you know. Will I have any other gift? To be alive. That is right. We have the gift of the hands to clap. Instead, what do we do with it? We say, don't let me hit you, you know. We have the gift of the eyes to see good things. Instead, what do we see? What do you see? Instead, people come in your life and they come in your home. You see the Pundit? I should put you to sit down with me here. In turn, what do people see? People see comments. People see problems in people's lives. People look for faults in others. People walk into a place like a mandir and they come in and say, but wait now, but they didn't clean the murti, boy. They come looking for problems rather than helping this situation. We've been blessed with the hands to help. We've been blessed with the eyes to see good things. We've been blessed with the ear to listen what? To listen what? Let me see if I know the right answer. You've been blessed with the ears to listen. Pundit Narad. Yeah. To listen bhajans. Pack your bag, we're going to. You've been blessed with the ears to listen bhajans, worship, beautiful music, inspirational music, motivational music. Do you know what you listen? Like they say, what you listen, so you become. Children of nowadays, what kind of music they listen? And when they walk in so too. Because that's always playing in their mind. When you listen to beautiful music, when you listen to worship, when you listen to inspirational music, it inspires you. It motivates you as a person, as an individual, to become better as a person. to become more divine. The world is, as we had mentioned 2 nights ago and even last night, we are here for a short time. Make the best of it. Every day you pray, it is like taking a coin and putting it into your bank account. Every day you say a prayer, it's like putting that coin inside there. And when you die and the God of death comes and he says, so let me see what you have. You say, well, Bhagwan, you know, I was busy. Bhagwan, I had to take care of the children. Bhagwan, I had a job, it was demanding. Bhagwan won't listen. Every day you pray, it's a blessing for you. Take one moment in your life and say a prayer. Sometimes people rush out of the house and they say, you know what, I'm too busy, the job waiting on me. Or maybe I'm busy because I need to get somewhere. And you rush out of the house and you go. You won't take 1 minute to stop by the altar and say a prayer. What if when you rush out, you get into an accident? And everything have to wait? What if you rush out and you get a flat tire? You still have to wait? That time the world has to understand. So then from now, let the world understand. God first. Everything else after. Today in our Katha, Prabhu Ram says, without delay, appreciate the gifts that you have. The hands, to clap, to pray, to put together, to help one another. The eyes, to see the murtis, to see the gods, to see good things and not find faults. The ears, to listen to beautiful music. The feet, to go to the holy places. I want to commend everybody who came out here tonight. Devotees haven't believed in our life every night how much people we have here. People don't believe, and especially today as St. Martin's Day, I want you to give yourself a round of applause for coming to the Yagna. That is a blessing. Because I know tonight is what kind of night? Party night. Tonight have party and fete all over the place. But tonight you chose to be here. Many are called. Few are chosen. You're lucky to be here. It's a blessing to be here. Just being here tonight, just being in the ambience of a yagya, that could save your life and you don't know it. Sometimes people have reached the final spot or the space in their life where Bhagwan probably is saying, well, I'm giving you one more chance tonight. And if you don't chant one name, tomorrow, maar gaya. And just because probably somebody bring you or you get the chance to be here, maybe you just sang one thing, Jai Shri Krishna. Bhagwan say, well, okay, 20 years again, go ahead. The little prayer goes a long way when it comes from Duryodhana ko meva tyago saga viduragar paaye sabse oche. Itna bada hai, take it from here. Sabse bada hai, all the love in the world. When you sing for God, you don't let sing little by little. When you sing for God, you don't sing like you're scared to sing. When you sing, you don't sing because probably if I sing, he will look at me and laugh. No, you sing because you want to sing. Forget the whole world. And you sing with love. Let us sing this beautiful one tonight. Hari Sundara Nanda Mukunda Hari Narayana Hari Keshava Hari Govinda Hari Narayana. Kya baat? All together. Hari Sundara Nanda Mukunda Hari Narayana Hari Om Hari Keshava Hari Govinda Hari Narayana Hari Om. Vanamale Murali Dhare Govardhana Girivaradhare Vanamale Murali Govardhana Hari Sundara Nanda Mukunda Hari Narayana Hari Keshava Hari Narayana Hari Narayana Hari Narayana Shri Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki Krishna Kanhaiya Lal ki. Prabhu Ramachandra, he called Nal and Neel and he says to them, without further ado, let us all start building this bridge. Bring all the rocks, all the monkeys, all the bears. You bring rocks and you give it to both of them. They have the gifts. Let them take it in their hands and let them put them into the waters. And they started to put them now into the waters. And while they're putting them in the water, rocks are starting to float. You all ever see rock float? You all believe rock could float? Nah, you all leaks. You believe rocks could float? In the world that we live in today, everybody must see to believe, not so? People say we have to see to believe, and if we don't see it, we don't believe it. While they would throw the rocks into the water, it will float. I'll tell you about it just now. But while the rocks are floating, they are floating, but with the waves, they are floating away. So Prabhu Ram stopped for a moment and he says, but why is everything floating away? And Mahavir Swami, he's looking at everything floating away and he's wondering, what should we do? And then from the skies, you hear the voice of the celestial sage. Narayana, Narayan, says Narada. He comes down and he says, Mahavir Swami, you are the greatest bhakta of Prabhu Rama. Don't you know what pulls everybody together? अंत में निकला ये परिराम अंत में निकला ये परिराम राम से बड़ा राम का नाम बोले राम से बड़ा Prabhu Ramachandra first, he saw what was happening. He couldn't understand. He saw people putting rocks, Nal and Neel into the water and the rocks are floating away. You know what he did? He gone behind one of the trees. And he said, but listen now, by himself, if they could take a rock and they could throw it into the water and float, the instructions by Narada was simple. What holds the world together? God's name. Hanuman Swami says, take two rocks, right? Rama. Rama. Put them into the water, and like magnets, they will connect, because the name must be firm and solid. When Prabhu Ram saw that the rocks are floating with his name on it, he started to become now so positive. Wow. Imagine when you write my name on a rock, it floating. So he went behind the trees, and he took a rock. And to himself, he's now inquiring. He says, if a rock have my name on it and it could float, if I throw the rock myself, I wonder what will not happen. So he took the rock himself and he says, well, okay, let me see. And he threw the rock into the water. When he threw it, what happened to the rock? It sank. And he's wondering, but if the rock have my name and it float, then how come when I put it, it sink? Mahavir Swami, Pavanaputra, he was behind the trees and he was seeing what was happening. And he started to laugh. He ran out of the bush and he says, Prabhu, ye kya hai? What are you doing? Prabhu, if you want to help, you have to come this side to put the rocks into the water. And Prabhu pulled back and he says, no, wait. Hanumanji, batao, tell me something. How come when they put the rock with my name on it, it floats, and when I put the rock, it sinks? And Mahavir starts to laugh and he says, Prabhu, don't you know your greatness? Don't you know how powerful you are? Yes, if you write the name of the Lord on a rock, it will float. But if you, my Lord, listen carefully. If you choose to hold something as the Lord of the universe, whatever you hold will always be upkept. But if you, the Lord, choose to let go of something, it can never rise. It will fall. It is how you see the situation, Lord. And then Prabhu understood. What did he understand? His name was more powerful than himself. Have you ever met anybody whose name is greater than themselves? Not you, Rietesh. Have you ever met anybody whose name is greater than themselves? Have you ever been to a place, and while you're going to that place, probably somebody named George? I hope nobody named George here. Anybody named George? So maybe you're looking for somebody named George, you've never met them before, and you're driving through the village, but you start asking, anybody know where George is, where George lives? And everybody knows, yeah. Everybody knows who is George. You have never seen him. Some people have never seen him. Some people probably have never met him, but they know George. His name is so powerful. Whatever he would have done in his life, everybody knows George. His name is greater than even him. His name carries the mantle more powerful than himself. Prabhu Rama, Sri Rama's name had become more powerful than himself. And when he realized that, he came back out and he saw them putting the name for the rocks to assemble together. And while they're assembling together, they're floating, and because of that name, they're connecting together. Everybody was taking part. In order to be successful, you must all work together. No fights. When you fight, you break up. When you break up, you can't work together. Nothing will become successful. Today, it's a blessed day. The organization is celebrating 10 years of anniversary. That is why we are here. 10 years of an anniversary. I don't know, I'm now meeting everybody here, but I'm sure if I ask them individually, everything took everything out of them. That's all. It took your time, it took your effort for 10 years, it took your dedication, it took your persistence, it took everything, your patience. God would have tested you in many ways, sometimes to turn away all the foundation members. Probably you would have had a personal issue with somebody. Probably you would have had a mishap with somebody, a miscommunication, a misunderstanding. Maybe some of you would have said, I'm not going back to that mandir again. I'm not going back to the institution. But then maybe the other day you would have said, you know what, let me just go and stay quiet. Everything takes everything out of you when you want to be successful. When you want to build that bridge, 10 years anniversary today, definitely it's a blessing. Let me give a round of applause for all the foundation members. It is a blessing indeed. When we were coming here for Yagna, my group members, they were asking me, so you're going to St. Martin in a temple? How many devotees do you have there? We don't know. But to those who are on the live were asking, and tonight is packed out. It's filled. There are so many devotees who come together, and for 10 years working together, it took everybody coming together. Don't give up the little traits that you have. Support your culture, your dharma. Work together to build what you want, to build what you have. When you want to achieve that goal, work towards it. Today we are here after 10 years, and we are prepared and we are ready. We are ready to create something that is beautiful after years of sacrifice. Prabhu Ramachandra, he looked at a bridge that was about to be built, something that was impossible, rocks floating. Mommy, you ever gone to see the rocks? If you go to Bharat in South India, Kanyakumari, you go there and you will see the bridge that was built by Prabhu, by all the monkeys and the bears. To all the youths, you go online and look for the bridge, that connection between India and Lanka. And from these satellites, they will look down and you will see the lands are here, and you'll see a thin line connecting. And they will have a break at one point, close to Lanka. And they can't understand. All those who know about geography and all those who've researched it online, they see something like a line looking like a bridge to a point. If you go to Kanyakumari, which is the most southern point of India, you go to Rameshwaram, you see where the spots are where the bridge was built. And you know what? Part of it today, it's blocked around. And if you go there, boats will take you on the inside of that space, and there are rocks still floating. You don't believe me? Well, book a ticket and book one for me too, and let me go. The rocks are still floating there. Believe it or not, I have been there. When you go to see the rocks, you can go on a boat. You can either go diving, Or you can go with the boats, and when you go on the top of the water and while you're riding around, huge rocks, they will pass you close by and they will tell you push. If you want to see this rock float, then push it. And about 15, 20 people can come together and all together make one push, and that rock is going to bounce like this in the water. And if you still don't believe it, some people take a little knife and they chip a little bit. I wonder what it is made out of, and it's just stone, it's rock. Some people go diving beneath, and if you go below, you will see now the spherical shape of the rocks, and it is far from the ground itself, from the sand. So you know it is floating, it is bouncing from above, the rocks are floating. Even today, it's still there. How were they connected together? Ram Nam, the name of Prabhu Ramachandra. When the bridge was being built, at this point, everybody was putting their hand together. To build the institution, everybody must come together. That is the way it works. The bridge was being built. Prabhu Ramachandra, he saw one little chipmunk, a little squirrel. He was running in between everybody. And he stopped him and he says, "Hey, little fellow, if you keep running here, somebody will mash you and kill you. Look at these big monkeys and bears." He says, "Prabhu, I want to help too." Prabhu says, how will you help? Little fellow like you, stay one side. He says, "Prabhu, listen. When they put the big rocks and the trees and they merge them together, the path is rocky and hard. I am small, but I will go into the water, I will wet myself, I will roll in the sand, and I will run up now onto the rocks, and everywhere I see a little crease, I will shake off the sand there, and I will pat it. So when you walk, you will walk on something that is smooth for your feet." Everybody took part. Prabhu knelt down, and when he heard that from the little chipmunk and the squirrel, his head was so small, he took these 3 fingers and he stroked him from the head to the back. And while stroking him, it is said immediately the lines, 3 lines of blessings of Lord Rama remained on the head to the tail of the chipmunk. Today when you go to India, and especially when you go to Ayodhya, you will see many of these chipmunks running all over. And there's that special type that has 3 strokes from their head going down to the back. You ask any of the tour guides and they will give you the same kahani. This is where, or these are the chipmunks that Prabhu Ramachandra had blessed. The bridge is about to be built. And while the bridge is being built, listen, a beautiful chaupai says, "Shri Ram Jai Rama, Jai Jai Rama, Shri Rama Jai Rama, Jai Jai Rama, Shri Rama Jai Rama, Jai Jai Loudly. Shri Rama Jai Rama. Shri Rama Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama. Shri Rama Jai Rama Jaya Jaya. Shri Rama Jai Rama Jaya. Shri Rama Shri Rama Jai Rama Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Rama Jaya 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 Rama. Shri Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki Jai. It is said when Prabhu Ramachandra, he overlooked the entire project and everything had become successful. The bridge was built. Prabhu Rama, he was ready to walk onto the path in which he will now go to find his Devi. And while he will start walking on the rocks, all the monkeys and all the bears, they started to hail victory to the Lord. Prabhu Ramachandra ki! Well, Hari Bhagwan, I think he might have to turn around and go back home. Prabhu Ramachandra ki! Beautiful. Everybody hail Prabhu Ramachandra, and he's about to walk onto this path. And while he's about to walk, when he makes the first step, Lord Hanumanji says, Prabhu, how can I let you walk? Prabhu, I can't let you walk on these rocks. Prabhu, you will sit here. Lakshmana will sit here. And we will cross this beautiful bridge. We will go on, we will find Sita Devi. And we will reach our goal. And we will achieve what we've come out to do. The Lord, he didn't hesitate. He sat down on the shoulder of Mahavir Swami. And when he sat down there, he looked at Mahavir and he says, Pawan Putra, great will be your name and your form. Great will be those who will live the simple life to ensure that people's lives are simple as well. How many people live among you and they live so comfortable and they also make sure that you're comfortable? And how many people live their lives where they are comfortable but they make sure that you are uncomfortable? There are some people who like to be happy alone and they don't like to see nobody else happy. Not so? There are some people who live by themselves and I must have everything and I must be good and I must be only the happy one. And if you're happy, I have a problem. Don't live like that, my friends. Live in a world of balance. Live in a world where, when we live in this world, we create harmony and respect for one another. And when Mahavir Swami was taking the Lord, it is said at that point, everybody started to then hail the Lord, Mahavir Swami. Pavana Sutta Hanuman ki Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Hanuman. Pavanaputra, he kept walking towards the path. And while he's walking, it is said Mahavir Swami walked for 3/4 of that journey. And after passing 3/4 of the bridge, Ravana realized that the entire army is coming across. And because of fear, this is what he did. He called some of his army and he said to them, mount your missiles and aim at that bridge and break the bridge so that they won't be able to come. Mahavir Swami was walking and he reached 3/4 of the way. And then he saw the missiles coming and he stopped right there. And when the missiles came, he turned to the Lord and he says, Prabhu, Shri Rama, Jai Rama, Jaya, Jai Rama, Shri Rama, Jai Rama, Jaya, Jaya Rama. It is said he thought of his parents in mind. He thought of his mother and he thought of his father. He says, Prabhu Ram, I will think of you and I will think of my parents. Everybody, Tum hi mere mandir, Tum hi mere, Tum hi devata, oh, Tum hi devata. He thought of all the gods and he stopped right there. And when he stopped, he saw the missiles coming and it will break that part of the bridge. It will break 1/4 of the bridge, the part that will reach to Lanka. And after they've exhausted their missiles, Mahavir Swami stopped there, 3/4 way. He looked at the entire army. He turned at Prabhu Ramachandra. He placed them down. And Prabhu saying, so what will we do now? We can't cross further. And Mahavir Swami, he kneels down at the feet of the Lord and he put his hands together. And what did he do? Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram. He started to chant the name of his Lord, to gain motivation, to gain the inner strength, and to once more show the world that he is the ardent bhakta of the Lord. While he would then stand there, by the chanting of the name of the Lord, Jai Shri Ram, he started to grow to his most beautiful size and his most powerful form. 85 feet tall into the air. And while he's growing, the gods of the skies have noticed the beautiful power of the Lord. They will then hail the flowers from the heavens. Pavana Sutta Hanuman ki, Bajrang Bali ki. The Lord lay down on the path. He connected his foot to the end of the bridge and he took his hands and he stretched it out to the earth, Lanka. And when he stretched it, he says, Prabhu, don't worry, you can walk on me. The army can walk on me now. And don't worry, we will reach. When you look from the skies into the satellites and you look down, you see 1/4 of the bridge broken. Many scientists are asking, but where did it go? How did it disappear? This is what happened. It was bombed and it was then destroyed. But how did the army reach across? Mahavir Swami, he lay down there and the Lord crossed. There will be a will and there will be a way when you put God in your life. When you pray with full faith and with dedication, then everything is possible. Pavana Sutta Hanuman ki. Chale Hanuman yahan aaye, Shri Ram ji dhoom machave, dhoom machave, dhoom machave, dhoom machave, dhoom machave. Chale Hanuman yahan aaye, Shri Ram ji ki dhoom machave. Chale Hanuman yahan aaye, Shri Ram ji ki dhoom machave. गंगा जी आए, जमुना जी आए, गंगा जी आए, जमुना जी आए. गंगा जी आए, जमुना जी आए, त्रिवेणी संगम आए, श्री राम जी की धूम मचावे. चले हनुमान यहाँ आए, श्री राम जी की धूम मचावे. दास जनों की यही विनती, दास जनों की यही विनती। दास जनों की यही विनती, चरण कमल बलिहारी श्री राम जी की धूम मचावे। चल हनुमान यहाँ आए श्री राम जी की धूम मचावे, धूम मचावे, धूम मचावे, धूम मचावे, धूम मचावे। चल हनुमान यहाँ आए श्री राम जी की धूम मचावे। श्री हनुमते नमः, श्री आंजनेयाय नमः। ओम श्री मारुतात्मजाय नमः। श्री हनुमते नमः। जय 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 हनुमान, जय 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 हनुमान, जय 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 हनुमान, जय 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 हनुमान। ओम नमो हनुमते नमः, 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 नमो हनुमते नमः। जय श्री राम। On that day, my dear friends, it is known that after Mahavir Swami laid down himself for the Lord to pass, the Lord showed the world that when you pray to the gods and you pray to the deities, wherever there's a will, there is a way to happiness, a way to success, never to fail in the world. When you have God on your side, when you put everything aside and all the materialistic things of the world aside, and you dedicate yourself with persistence, with dedication, with leadership, with the companion of the Lord always with you, you can never fail. You can never go down, but you can only go up. Om Namo Hanumate Namaha, 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 Om Namo Hanumate. Om Namo Hanumate Namaha, Om Namo Hanumate Namaha, Om Namo Hanumate Namaha, Om Namo Hanumate Namaha. Pavan Sudha Hanuman ki Jai, Bajrangbali ki. Tonight, devotees of God, when Mahavir Swami lay down there, Prabhu Ramachandra, he allowed the world to know that when you keep your gods close to your heart and you pray, there will always be a way. When you want to find success in the world, when you want to achieve your goals, when you're working hard, like the members of this mandir for years, then when that time comes, what do? Turn to the earth, pray to the mother, ask for that success. Keep God in your mind and your thoughts, and with the willpower, you go for it. You don't think twice. My guru would always say, when you're about to do something, faith and doubt, it's like two sides of a coin. When you flip that coin and it falls, it doesn't fall standing up. It's either you have faith or it's either you don't. It's either it falls on heads or it falls on tails. When you make up your mind and you're about to embark on a journey, you go 100% or you don't go at all. And I can see for 10 years, you've all gone 100%. That is why we're here tonight. Shivrindavan Bihari Lal ki. With this we end our katha, our pravachan. But while we end the katha, I believe we will do the Aarti, and then we will hand over now to the members of the mandir for more proceedings of the night. Let us all stand. So while we are doing the Aarti tonight, being that it's the final night, all those who wish to come forward and probably do your Aarti as well, there's few Aartis at the front. You can take part in being active in receiving your individual blessing. Remember, the mandir is not just for one person or a few, it's for everyone. So you can come forward, take your blessings. निषिदना तुमको ध्यावत हरि ब्रह्मा शिव जी अरे सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वत वासी तेरा पार न पाया तेरा पार न पाया अरे सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वत वासिनी तेरा पार न पाया मेरी देवी पर्वत वासिनी अरे सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वत वासिनी तेरा पार न पाया तेरा पार न पाया सुपारी बजाना हरियल पान सुपारी बजाना हरियल पान सुपारी बजाना हरियल वे तेरे बीत चराया वे तेरे बीत चराया सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वत वासिनी तेरा पार न पाया तेरा पार न पाया सुबह चोल तेरे अंग विराजे सुबह चोल तेरे अंग विराजे सुबह चोल तेरे अंग विराजे केसर तिलक लगाया केसर तिलक लगाया सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वत वासिनी तेरा पार न पाया तेरा पार न पाया ब्रह्मावीर परे तेरे द्वारे ब्रह्मावीर परे तेरे द्वारे ब्रह्मावीर परे तेरे द्वारे शंकर ध्यान लगाया शंकर ध्यान लगाया सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वत वासिनी तेरा पार न पाया तेरा पार न पाया नंगे पग तेरे आगे आया नंगे पग तेरे आगे आया पर्वत बांध्यो दीवाना, ऊंचे पर्वत बांध्यो दीवाना। ऊंचे पर्वत बांध्यो दीवाना, नीचे शहर बसाया, नीचे शहर बसाया। सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वतवासी, तेरा पार न पाया, तेरा पार न धूप दीप नैवेद्य आरती, धूप दीप नैवेद्य आरती। धूप दीप नैवेद्य आरती, मोहन भोग लगाया, मोहन भोग लगाया। सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वतवासी, तेरा पार न पाया, तेरा पार न पाया। जय अम्बे मां। भानु भगत मैं तेरे गुण गाए, भानु भगत मैं तेरे गुण गाए। भानु भगत मैं तेरे गुण गाए, मनवांचित फल पाया, मनवांचित फल पाया। सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वतवासी, तेरा पार न पाया, तेरा पार न पाया। जगदम्बा देवी, जगदम्बा देवी, जय 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 जगदम्बा देवी, जगदम्बा देवी, जगदम्बा देवी, जय 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 जगदम्बा देवी, जगदम्बा देवी, जगदम्बा देवी, जय 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 जगदम्बा देवी, जगदम्बा भवानी, जगदम्बा भवानी, जय 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 जगदम्बा भवानी, जगदम्बा भवानी, जगदम्बा भवानी, जय 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 जगदम्बा भवानी। Dum 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 durga lam 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 lalita, dum 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 durga lam 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 lalita, dum 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 durga lam 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 lalita, dum 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 durga lam 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 lalita, dum 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 durga lam 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 lalita, dum 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 durga lam 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 lalita। जय माता दी, 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 जय माता दी। जान से बोलो जय माता दी, जय माता दी, प्रेम से बोलो जय माता दी, 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 माता दी, जय माता दी, जय माता दी। जगदम्बा देवी माता की। स्वामीनाथा सच्चिदानंदा, जय गुरुनाथा सच्चिदानंदा। स्वामीनाथा सच्चिदानंदा, जय गुरुनाथा सच्चिदानंदा। हम सब है तेरे बच्चे स्वामी, हम सब है तेरे बच्चे स्वामी, तू है हमारा विधाता स्वामी नाथा, तू है हमारा विधाता स्वामी नाथा। सब है तेरे बच्चे स्वामी, हम सब है तेरे बच्चे स्वामी, तू है हमारा विधाता स्वामी नाथा, तू है हमारा विधाता स्वामी नाथा। जीवन भर कर सुमिरन तेरा, जीवन भर कर सुमिरन तेरा, घड़ी घड़ी पल पल नाम लो तेरा, घड़ी घड़ी पल पल नाम लो तेरा, कर दे ऐसा दाता स्वामी नाथा, कर दे ऐसा दाता स्वामी नाथा। तू है तू बस तू ही तू, तू है तू बस तू ही तू, तू ही तू है सब कुछ मेरा, तू ही तू है सब कुछ मेरा, तुझ बिन कुछ ना भाता स्वामी नाथा, तुझ बिन कुछ ना भाता स्वामी नाथा। हरि गोविंदा। स्वामी नाथा सच्चिदानंदा, जय गुरुनाथा सच्चिदानंदा, स्वामी नाथा सच्चिदानंदा, जय गुरुनाथा सच्चिदानंदा। राधे राधे गोविंद राधे, राधे राधे गोपाल राधे, राधे राधे गोविंद राधे, राधे राधे, राधे राधे गोपाल राधे, राधे राधे, राधे राधे गोविंद राधे, राधे राधे, राधे राधे गोपाल राधे, राधे राधे, राधे राधे गोविंद राधे, राधे राधे, राधे राधे गोपाल राधे, राधे राधे, राधे राधे गोविंद राधे, राधे राधे, राधे राधे गोपाल राधे, राधे राधे, राधे राधे गोविंद राधे, राधे राधे, राधे राधे गोपाल राधे, राधे राधे, राधे राधे गोविंद राधे। राधे राधे गोविंद राधे, राधे राधे, राधे राधे गोपाल राधे, राधे राधे, राधे राधे गोविंद राधे, राधे राधे, राधे राधे गोपाल राधे, राधे राधे, राधे राधे गोविंद राधे, राधे राधे, राधे राधे गोपाल राधे, राधे राधे। शिव हरे शिव राम सखे प्रभु, त्रिविदिता पनिवार रहे विभु, अज जनेश्वर यादवा पाहि मां, शिव हरे विजयं कुरु मे वरं, प्रतिदिनं कुशलं जयमङ्गलं, प्रतिदिनं कुशलं जयमङ्गलं, प्रतिदिनं कुशलं जयमङ्गलं, प्रतिदिनं कुशलं जयमङ्गलम्। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव ॐ शान्ति 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 हरि ओम। वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की, उमापति महादेव की, पवन सुत हनुमान की, सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय जय सीताराम। आसनी जी सब लोग let us all take our seats. As we take our seats and as we conclude, before we do conclude, we would like to hand over now to the members of the mandir.
Devotees all, I know you would have danced to the sweet tunes we have just listened. And I know we will be crying, not from tomorrow, Panditji, but from tonight. It's my pleasure to express sincere thanks to you for coming and gracing this occasion. Panditji, you have filled our hearts of that void of all your bhaktas here tonight. That burning desire we had of just touching your lotus feet and just sit with you in satsang and forget the world. We are rejuvenated spiritually. I must say, COVID-19 has its good and it's bad. Don't you agree with me? Panditji, we have been following you on Facebook from since then. And we have been following you all over the world you go. You are an inspiration to us all, and we admire that. Thank you. We pray that Sri Hanumanji will lift you on his mountain with his divine powers always. We have been spiritually rejuvenated again. Adesh ji, wow, your magical fingers thrilled our hearts. Rietesh, your Dholak made us dance. Naresh ji, God bless you. I want to express a hearty thank you to all who have made this yajna possible. To all who have contributed in making this Yagyashala so beautiful. And I want this personality, I'm not sure if he's here, I haven't seen him. Is Rietesh here? Come on, give him a big round of applause. Rietesh, as we know him as Mud, everybody know Mud. He placed his effort in getting this all set up. To all those who have prepared and packed the delicious bhojan and drinks, we say thank you. To those who offer their monetary contributions, we say thank you. And we want to say a special thanks to Uncle Robin and Behen Mahendri for hosting Panditji and these celestial Gandarvas. I know the Hanuman Chalisa has been chanted in that villa. And Uncle Robin, good publicity. To all our attentive and responsive audience, Panditji loves you. Give yourself a round of applause. For all those in whatever way you have helped, we say thank you. To those who came from Canada just to cook for Panditji, thank you. Tonight is very special to all of us here. And I would like to acknowledge this humble personality to join me. She pulls us by our ears when we slip up. Not physically though, but mentally. She is the silent one who always gives us that when we come up with all these weird suggestions, she will sit back and then she respond in the end. And then we're like, yeah, this makes sense. Give a big round of applause for the president of our temple, Bahen Mahendri. And I take this opportunity to thank all the members who have started this temple. Bhaiji Baro Raghubir, Bhaiji Devin Ramraj, Bhaiji Robin Ramratan, Bahen Mahendri, Bahen Sharda Brijkumar, and yours truly. Over the years, we've added some more board members to join us. And I must say, they are all dedicated and hardworking. If I say, hey, we have to clean Mandir, they drop all their housework and they are here. If I say, hey, we need to cook some food for Mandir, they're always there. Not only them, but there are other members who are always here, but we can't have all of us cannot be board members. But we are all members and we're all part of this organization, and you all deserve a round of applause. So I would like for all the board members to please stand as you will be informed who they are. Uto? They're frightened to stand up now. Give them a round of applause once more. Thank you. And I always ask myself this question. What is a mandir without its people? Answer? Exactly, Rahul. To all you devotees who have been coming here, despite all odds, I remember one morning Auntie Leela was coming and she fell down, but she still came. She says, Sunita, my skirt is all messed up, but I still come. So, to all you devotees, we encourage you, those of you who have not been coming, we would like to see all of you wonderful souls with us. Just remember, satsang is held on the first and third Sunday of every month at 8 a.m. All of you devotees have played a significant part in us here today, celebrating 10 years. And I would like for all of us to join palms this evening as we chant this mantra together. You can join palms. Let us all chant in one voice. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahana Sahaviryam Karvavahe Tejasvina Vaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahe Om Shanti Shanti Hari Om. Over the 10 years, we've had the blessings of many Panditji who have stepped foot in this temple. And they had given us this vision that one day you will be able to sit in your own temple. Uncle Robin has challenged us. He said, 5 years. I want I out of my building. We're 10 years still here. And for those who have encouraged us tremendously to keep our Dharma alive and always be positive, we've had the pleasure of having with us Pandit Sukhdeo Maharaj, Pandit Jagmohan Prasad, Pandit R.H. Prasad, Pandit Keshwar Sukhdeo, Pandit Amar Bindra, Pandit Bhaya, Pandit Dev Dubey, and so many more. But there is this special Pandit who is dear to us, Panditji Dev Sahadeo. He said to us, I will help you all start the process of acquiring your land. He said, you want me to help you? So he requested for us to contribute $20 on a monthly basis. Some might ask, why should I give them money? And what are they doing with that money? And now you will hear more from our president what the money is doing.
Namaste, Sitaram, everyone. It's such a pleasure to see all of you here, and we are always grateful to each and every one of you at every time, regardless of a dollar that you gave us or your presence. We just want you here in the mandir to sing with us, to pray with us. Jointly, we can move mountains. Panditji stressed that over and over, and we all know that from our parents. Together, we can move mountains. Bahinji Sunita, you heard her tonight. Is she the same Sunita 10 years ago when we started at the mandir, at the prayer room in Bel Air Community Center? She is reading from the Ramayana now. She's reading from the Gita. She's teaching the children the bhajans. And you have heard some of them sing. And it's amazing to see the road, the path that they have she has paved for them, for all of us. You are a true inspiration. She is a cheerleader. She is good. And she is so modest. And Mahendra, she has such great support in that boy. Mahendra, yeah, he made this. She didn't mention anything. Yeah, he did the asan for Panditji and the design. He's that good. And her two girls, you have a truly wonderful family. And all of us here, and the way the members, the foundation members together, they pull together, and the way you have pulled them in, roped them in to get this place together. And truly, we do need more help. And please, sometimes you would think that we don't ask you, but we do ask you openly. And there are times, you know, it's come to us. You know, sometimes if you want to help, just don't sit back and say you want to help, but they didn't ask. Please come. There is always something that you can assist us with. And we have been telling you over the years that we have been saving your money, each and every dollar, each and every coin. You know these girls, Nafisa and Chandra, the two of them are not here tonight. They're overseas. And they too have contributed tremendously. You see, when on Sunday morning, when they cook bhojan, they make prasadam. We don't take any money out of the Aarti that you give us. Hardly ever. They're just, maybe you can count it on one finger where they would take some money to do a decoration or something like that. I cannot say no, nothing was taken. But hardly ever. They make the prasad, they cook the food, and all out of devotion. They're all so excited. And together, all of us, we have managed to save $117,623.20. So now you know where the money is. We have we have managed to save that because of all of you, and so many who are not here too. They weren't fortunate to be here. A lot of the business owners, they too have contributed to making this. And all the Diwali shows, mostly, not so many Pagwa, because on Pagwa we pay for the park, and you enter freely. We just want you to have a great time at Pagwa time. So on Diwali, have you seen the children? The way they have done the Ramayan skit. Oh my God, that was so amazing. I just want to watch it again. It was so graceful. It's something else to watch. Panditji, you need to watch that. Yeah. Okay. No. Yes, of course. And Sunita ji spoke about Pandit Dev. When he was here in August 2019, he said, for us, she all said it already, for each member, working member who is working can contribute $20 a month, if that is possible. And through that, from then to now, some members have contributed up to December, and we have accumulated $18,742. That is included in $117. And today, it's a very, very special day. And we are proud, all of us. We are so joyful, and the members, the foundation members, are so joyful that Panditji is here. We have been able, so many, some of you may have known already, because it's apparently they have a lot of likes on social media. Anyway, with the blessings of the Lord, we have been able to acquire a parcel of land. It's about 1,300 square meters. The cost, it's 200,000. So we are short. But with the grace of the Lord, I know, I feel it in my heart, and so does the members. And I know now, with all that Panditji has said, you too feel it in your heart. If we were able to raise 117, and we were kind of, we are all new at this, and we didn't want to. Each year, we have had, we started in November 11, 2012, and a year after, just shy of a few days, few months, not few months, few weeks, we moved to here, and we have been doing, most of the money came from like the Diwali, but we have only done 4 years, and then there was Hurricane Irma. Then we had to skip 2 years. We did 2019, and 2020 and 21, nothing because of COVID, and this year again. So we've been, each year for the Diwali, we've been saying, we are putting the money in the account, and we are We asking for more donations. And I think last year and the previous year, the 2019, 2019 and 2016, we said, okay, we are going to just tell you that we're keeping the money. We're not saying what we're going to do with the money, because we anyway, that's long story short. But we have been able to do that. So with the 117,000, we also have to pay the fees and so on. So we have to raise the 100,000 to be able to, and we have, I think Robin said, 82 days more to raise that 100,000, and I know we can. And with God's help, we will. So thank you all very much. And
at this moment, I know many are commenting on our Facebook page as to how they can contribute towards the organization. So we will post our connections on that comment a little later, and also you can call our president here, 580-5025. Okay? So country code is 1721-580-5025. She's retired, so she has more time. I invite Uncle Robin to take the microphone.
Good evening, all. Thanks again for all the contributions. But Pundit was sitting there, and we had a different plan because you have to call up someone there to us. But Pundit sent a message to me there, directly to me, sitting at the back there. He said, where there's a will, there's a way. And that is so. We were challenged by various pundits over the years. I am now going to put out another challenge. You know I like to put out challenges. For everyone who's here in the Mandir today, who is here in the Mandir today, everyone, we're going to have one of our dear board members will have a book here. So it doesn't have to be public. Whoever makes a pledge for a donation tonight, up to the time that Pundit leaves, whatever that amount comes up to, the president and I will match it. That's how we are going to get started. From this 10th anniversary, the exact date, we turn the sod. We are going to make the money to complete the purchase of the land by the 1st of February, and there will be sufficient funds for Mother back there, Ganesh and Rajesh, to start building. Thank you all.
you know, it is going to take a lot of time to build. So we're not going to give you any promises, but you have seen what you have done. And you have 117,000 in the bank. Where is it better? Rather than paying, we cannot have a savings account. Even if you have a savings account, there is no interest. It's hardly .00 something percent. So what do you call that? Anyway, and because we have a foundation, we have to have a checking account, and we still have to pay about $8 to $10, $12 in monthly fees. So why not put the money on the land, and you will see it's there, and you know what's coming next. Thank you all for your contribution. God bless all of you, each and every one. Thank you.